Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
Hey universe, are you listening? Hello Amazon. थोड़ा comedy भी करता है वो, थोड़ा dance भी कर लेता है. I don't know why they are not showing him, man. I'm just like, during the first pandemic, my mom was hospitalized and it was a very critical condition at that point of time. I realized the beauty of being extremely well prepared. Because on the very first day I was shooting with Mitsunta, prepared to be shocked.
Today we have with us Satyajeet Dubey for the much-awaited Amazon series Bestsellers. Hi Satyajeet, welcome to India Forum.
Hi Sanchita, good morning. How are you doing?
Morning, how are you? I'm doing fine.
Great, I'm doing fine.
Alright. Okay, first of all, before we get into any details about the show, the character and everything, if you can just tell me how has the journey on the show been, because it has all sorts of emotions. As you mentioned in one of your interviews, it has a lot of layers, your character in particular. How has the journey been for you?
The journey, this particular journey has been the smoothest journey of my career as an actor, being on set and prepping for anything. I don't want to beat around the bush and just tell you honestly that when I read the script for the first time, I knew this character is within me and I knew I can very easily extract it out of me and give that performance. So there was not much of process of, how am I gonna do it and all that. I think smoothest because I've got this great set of actors around me, and when your actors, your co-actors are so amazing, it only ups your game. Second, the kind of places we shot in and the kind of my producer, my director, my DOP, Siddharth Malhotra, Mukul Abhyakar, Sameer Arya, the production design, everything was just in sync with each other to make this show what it is. And I really hope that people enjoy watching it on the 18th of Feb onwards, because it is not just a psychological thriller in terms of narrative, but it's also, I feel, it's a visual delight. When you see the show, you will realize the scale and the way they've shot it, and the way we've captured the scenes. It's really quite something.
Alright, moving on to your character. When I saw the trailer yesterday, I don't remember seeing you in particular as a part of the trailer, but I think we hear your voice.
Oh, is that my
we
voice?
do. I am not sure. That's why I said I think we hear your voice. If you
Actually,
don't,
yeah. I'm also not sure whether I heard my voice or
yeah,
not.
it sounded like your voice. That's why, because I just assumed that since you're not a part of in the trailer, it could be your voice maybe. But having said that, my question was: is there a particular reason why you're not a part of the trailer, and what is the secret, or what is the suspense around your character that probably we don't want to see yet?
I have no clue actually. I think the Amazon team would be the best people to answer that. Why am I not there in the trailer? But I really enjoyed watching the trailer, and it was just, in a way, I was happy that I was not there in the trailer, because let something be for the show, because it's a very interesting part. It's something which is a complete departure from what I've done before.
Mm.
So I'm so thrilled and excited to share so many things about it, but I really want you guys to see it and see it for yourself, because when I read it, I was super kicked about it. While doing it, I had a great time. I was playing with the character in very interesting ways, and the layers of it, and if they've made these choices, the Amazon team and the makers of the show, they must have thought about it something, because it's not just about whether one actor is visible or not. It's the narrative and the show is bigger than any actor. But at the same time,
that's what my question was actually about. That is there is it to keep the narrative of the show, maintain the suspense of the narrative of the show, is why you're not a part of the trailer, because your character is something like that? Because obviously we don't know a lot about your character, or we know nothing actually at this point of time. So is that why? Or
Sanchita, I'm also wondering now, what is it that this character is gonna do? I feel he's just a sweet little guy from a small town coming to Mumbai, trying to make it big like other people. थोड़ा comedy भी करता है वो, थोड़ा dance भी कर लेता है. I don't know why they are not showing him here. I'm just like, yeah, they should
I
have.
don't like. I think there's a reason that probably you don't want to say. Not as innocent as it sounds, I'm guessing. So moving on, if you can tell me about your character and more than just someone who's come to Mumbai to make it big. If
I
there's
don't
more
think
to
that's
it.
too much. No, so the fact is, okay, I really wish I could tell you everything straightforward. I don't like beating around the bush. But this kind of genre doesn't give you the liberty to, because we actors have the kida to keep, in this scene, these are the nuances that I put in, and that kind of, zone I went into, and this is the kind of stuff we did. We love talking about it. But the fact that the genre of the show and the character doesn't allow you to. But for me, this character, as I said, it was completely different from what I've done before. And it is cliche, but what I'm saying, but the fact is, it was, for me, extremely different from whatever I've done before. Second thing, as you yourself mentioned, it definitely deals with the complexities of, as humans, who we are. We all have gone through so much emotional, or maybe the different kind of traumas that we've gone through in our lives, right? We mask it, we suppress it, we sometimes don't talk about it, and that is the reason it causes so many issues, mental health issue, physiological issues. Everything is related to what you've been through, how you mask it, how you say something else, you mean something else, the kind of face you show to the society, to the people you love, and who you actually are, and are you ready to face your own demons? So, and every character has that kind of a shade in the story, right? And somewhere that's what this show also deals with. Okay, there's a psychological thriller. Okay, there are people. It's their stories. There's a novelist. There's a girl who's a fan of this novelist. Who's a जिसने novel लिखी तो जो बहुत hit हो गई थी. There is something off going on where the ACP Mithun Das character comes and he's investigating. So everyone has their own interesting track going on over here. But there is a lot of human complexities, in a very subtle way, portrayed in the series.
All right.
That was my way of explaining the story and my character to you.
All right. Before my next question, just a takeaway from this answer that you gave. Like you mentioned, all the things that the show encompasses and all the things that the characters and the narrative and everything stand for. During this process, because it is a psychological thriller, was there something about you or probably surrounding you that you discovered as a part of this show, because it deals with so many emotions and so many layers and humans and complexities, etc.?
So okay, I'll tell you. I never spoke about this particular thing. During the first pandemic, my mom was hospitalized and it was a very critical condition at that point of time. That's what she came back, and it was, so it was a really tough phase for us as family, me, my sister, my mother. She came back and I think something went off in my system, some disbalance. I started putting on weight. Like within 3 months, I was 90 kgs. And there was one day I looked at myself like, what have I become? And if I go out like this, nobody's going to give me work, nobody's going to recognize me, what is going to happen? Universe se aap when you're aligned, something, some epiphany, some kind of introspection happens and you're like, boss, something great is going to come your way. Just up your game now. And I don't know how within 30-35 days, I worked my ass off, but in 35 days, I cut down completely to come back where I am right now, somewhere close to this. And that's when I got a call for bestseller. So I realized that to do something where you want to excel and you want to be your best, first you have to become your best. And I was not your best. I was not my best. I was somewhere 70-75%. So that is what universe told me, ki boss, if you're defeated, if life punches you and you're down and out, your mental health issues, your physical issues, but your soul, your consciousness, your willpower is stronger than any of that. And you need to, and you know what, I'm not glorifying it. We all have our struggles and we all go through a lot of issues. People don't talk about it. Some people talk about it. I'm more than happy to talk about it. I went through it, the show came to me, and while doing it also, somewhere all the the emotional pain, the physical, the trauma that I went through, I could channelize it in the narrative. And it was like a good release, because the show required a lot of intense moments, a lot of internalized emotions. And yes, I was more than happy to. That's the beauty of being an actor, you need to be at your best constantly. You need to be at your best constantly. At the same time, it just pushes you to become a better human, because that's how it works for me, being an artist. So yes, that was my answer to what you asked me. I hope it
Right.
made.
It makes sense, of course. Um, Also, next, cannot not talk about it. The show has an absolutely amazing cast with some finest actors that we have. How was it working with everybody? What were the kind of takeaways that you got on that front? And if there are any moments from the show that you probably remember that will stay with you with the cast.
So I realized the beauty of being extremely well prepared, because on the very first day I was shooting with Mithunda, and that was my first day on the set, very first scene with the legend himself. And he's a very unpredictable actor. He's a whimsical actor and a great guy to be around with. He's a 23-year-old boy trapped in a 70-year-old man's body. He's full of life and a lot of fun stuff. Uh, but he's so brilliant at what he does. You need to be so freaking well prepared, because unke cues, unke pauses, unki lines, it's literally like a googly that he throws at you. Sometimes it's off spin, sometimes it's googly, sometimes it's on leg spin, sometimes it's like a full fast bowler kind of a thing hitting you up. So you need to be so cautious, as not just as an actor, as the character that you're portraying. And between him and me, there's a lot of back and forth. It's like we are feeding off each other's energies. We are constantly, trying to make the most out of it. So if you are my partner and if you're pushing me for critical thinking and to up my game, so I'm gonna up my game, then I'm gonna give it back to you and you up your game. So that only makes the scene and the narrative way more beautiful, way more better, way more exciting. And if I'm excited and my co-actor is excited, my director is happy, that means we've got a good shot. We've got a good shot. We weave it all together. We make a good show, and I hope people like the show.
Right. Also, the genre that the show taps upon is something that obviously psychological thrillers are not many, probably, but thrillers by and large are many on the
Yeah,
OTT space right
yeah,
now, and it's obviously people are making it because everyone enjoys this space a lot
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
What would you say, helps this one stand out with all the shows that are there or in this genre, and what would set this apart from what we've seen and what we will see?
It it's going to be an extremely. I think I don't want to. अपने बच्चे की खुद तारीफ करने में बहुत मजा नहीं आता, but I'll be honest, it will emotionally move you by the end of it. It's not just only slick looking, great shots kind of a thing. It deals with a lot of complex human emotions and what we go through and how we deal with it. So it helps a lot with that in terms of to that cause. It adds on to that. And look, the thing is, if Amazon has picked it up and they've worked for 3 years on this narrative, on this story, along with Anvita and Siddharth Malhotra, and then later on Mukul Abhyankar, and everyone has worked really hard. So it's a really good material, and I genuinely feel ki, I at the cost of sounding pompous about Amazon Prime Video, if Amazon Prime Video is picking up something and greenlighting it, and something comes my way, half of the battle is already won, because Amazon Prime Video, their asset test, their level of the kind of stuff they want to bring onto their platform is really fantabulous. If you see the range of shows that they've produced, they are one of the biggest in terms of not just in terms of reach, but in terms of creativity, the kind of shows, the kind of makers, the kind of actors they are backing. They've made stars out of just no one, right? And told stories like Patal Lok, a Mirzapur, a Breathe, Made in Heaven, Mumbai Diaries, now bestseller. I'm really proud to be associated with this brand, and I'm so happy that I'm sorry, I'm plugging it in, but it's coming from my heart that all my best work is on Amazon Prime Video. Prasthanam with Sanjay Dutt and all those, Dada and everything where I was antagonist. There's another independent film called Carry On Kutto. It is there on Amazon Prime Video. Mumbai Diaries, bestseller. So I'm really, really happy that this platform has been kind to me, and they are kind to great stories, and great stories are kind to them. It's a very give and take kind of a beautiful relationship that we share.
Right. Second last question. Again, going back to how the show has complexities, emotions, you also took from your personal, personal journey on the show, and there were bits that helped you explore. How emotionally taxing was it for you, if at all, and how do you manage to keep up with that?
Anchita, so the fact is, yeah, every show, every film, every part that you go now, it will leave some sort of residue in your subconscious, knowingly, unknowingly. You have to figure out ways to unwind. You always have to, and there's no straight way about it. So yes, suppose a couple of really 3 heavy days and nights, and being in that headspace constantly and coming back home or whatever. But I'm happy ki I'm playing that character, I'm being that character for the time being, and then I come out of it. So slowly my switch on, switch off whole deal is becoming better, but still I have to work on that. But I think that's a part and parcel of the game. I'm manifesting right now. Ki do some rom-coms and do something slice of life, something which is, fun and quirky and that kind of a thing. Because I'm grateful that all these intense parts are coming to me constantly, and even the things that I've done and that's gonna come out. But hey, universe, are you listening? Hello, Amazon.
All right. Last question to everybody, to your fans, to everybody who would be watching the show, and to everybody who should watch the show. What do you have to tell to the viewers and fans and everybody else?
Prepare to be shocked.
All right.
It's very sorry. I was just being, I don't know. It's just it's gonna keep you on your on your toes, but on the edge of your sofa seat or whatever. It's, how do I put it? Because people watch it in different ways. It's a really engrossing watch. It's going to be an engrossing watch, and I think it has all the right element there. It has all the good things going for it. So yes.
Definitely looks like it. I watched the trailer and I really loved it. So I'm looking forward to the show myself. Thank you so much for talking to me, and all the very best for the show.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. It was lovely talking to you.
Same here. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, check out our revamped website at www.indiaforums.com to get your daily dose of entertainment.